Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou came forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. God is a God of plan and purpose. He created all things with a particular objective in mind. Just like a manufacturer will naturally create a product with a set goal in mind, you are created to fulfill a definite purpose on the earth. You are not here by accident, neither are you a creature of chance. You belong to a well-defined place in life. God has a set race for you to run here on earth. The choice of the particular race before you is, however, not yours to make, it is one you must discover. Once you locate it and run faithfully in it, it has the ability to make you an outstanding person on the earth. To be ignorant of your place in God's plan can lead to a life of toiling and frustration. This is because God has made you for where you will shine. No wonder Paul advises us in Hebrews 12 verse 1, "Let us run with patience the race that is set before us." For instance, Apostle Paul said about himself, "I therefore so run, not as one that beat the air," 1 Corinthians 9 verse 26. He would say this because he knew for certain where he was going, and he was sure that he was on course. Nothing gives confidence and guarantees dignity like certainty. The truth is that God had a plan for your life before He ever formed you in your mother's womb. He set you apart for a divine purpose on the earth even before you were born, just as the case with Jeremiah. However, it was only after you were saved that you stepped into that divine plan. Salvation brought you into the mystery of predestination. For whom He did foreknow, He also did predestinate, moreover whom He did predestinate, them He also called, and whom He called, them He also justified, and whom He justified, them He also glorified. Romans 8, verse 29-30. By this, we understand that all who are born again are equally justified in the sight of God. And if so, we are meant to be equally glorified. However, for the plan of glorification to materialize, we need to locate God's plan for our lives. Writing about His predestination, Paul said, "But when it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb, and called me by His grace, to reveal His Son in me, that I might preach Him among the heathen." Galatians 1 verse 15-16. Paul was separated for his assignment right from his mother's womb. It explains why a man like him could get saved in the first place, and I believe the same goes for you and I. Looking back at where you came from, and bearing in mind some of the things you were involved in, there is absolutely no way you could have been saved, if God hadn't separated you from the womb. That is why many, though present at the same meeting where you gave your life to Christ, and though have heard the gospel preached at several other occasions, are not convicted. This is because they have not been separated unto Christ, they are vessels of wrath. But thank God, you are a vessel of mercy. Predestination is a great mystery. Before I got born again, I was one of the greatest persecutors of born-again Christians, but because I was separated unto Him from my mother's womb, His mercy located me. You too are separated unto Him, and as such, you are not destined for shame, but for glory. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of Him that called. It was said unto her, The elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For He said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. Romans 9 verse 10-16. This should help you understand that now that you are born again, you are on the positive side of destiny. You have been accepted in the Beloved. Your salvation is an expression of God's love for you.